Hi, I'm Christine Vroom. I'm from Christine Vroom Interiors. We're a luxury interior design firm in Southern California in the Beach City area. My dad dated a woman when I was young. I was 10 and 11, and she was an interior designer. And I remember just thinking this was the coolest thing ever. And I went on AOL.com and I typed in interior designer. I spelled it with an E. I was like, how do you even spell this? And ever since I met her, I just wanted to be a designer. And so they broke up. And when I was 16 years old, she hired me as a design assistant, just doing little things around the office. And she just knew that was my passion. And again, since I was 11, that was my vision for my life. And so I worked for her as an assistant, and then I went straight into design school out of high school. And then shortly after, I left her and started my own business when I was 22. Most of my business, I'd say 99.9% of my business has been word of mouth. I was word of mouth from basically just knowing people. I started to, when I first started, I just picked paint, I was like, I'll do anything for you. So I'm like, I'll pick your living room color, and then that person was like, oh, she was really lovely. And then it kind of just bounces and it grows, and it just becomes this kind of larger picture of, becoming a larger company and becoming more busy. So those small projects turned into remodels, turned into new builds, turned into full construction, turned into, top to bottom, down to your silverware kind of, projects. I do mostly residential. I've done a few restaurants, which I absolutely love. If I could do more, I definitely would. I mean, the dream is to do a boutique hotel, but I am predominantly residential, and then maybe 5-10% I do some commercial work. I feel like I'm very relational, and I'm able to connect with people and relate to people, I think, better, maybe a little bit above average. I don't know. That's just sort of my take. I feel like getting to know the people and the story and the client, and that is really kind of where I start and what I pride myself in. I mean, I love working with I work with all different kinds of people, and some of it is a challenge and some of it's just really awesome to kind of get to know somebody. And then when you really understand their story, or, then you get to see their lifestyle and all of that. So I think that is sort of an underrated superpower or an underrated asset to a company, is not just picking, fabrics and wallpaper and tile and making things look really pretty because, oh, I have a beach style, or, oh, I have a modern style. Because I actually don't have a signature style. I mean, I love doing Spanish. I love doing modern. I love doing beach. So it's really me investigating the client, knowing what they like, what they don't like, and figuring out, sifting through all those details and really finding out who are you and how can I design for you and make it look gorgeous. I love supporting small businesses. I mean, they're out there hustling and they're really picking up the slack of, I think, some of these larger companies that aren't able to produce, from getting overseas and all the shipping issues. But I'm also finding myself having to start sourcing way earlier than I used to, so if we're going all the way down to furnishings, I'm sourcing furniture from pretty much demo day. So I'm already sourced out all of my, plumbing and appliances and all those, flooring and all of those big things that we used to have the luxury of doing that kind of not in the moment, but just a little bit more flexible. I'm even having to specify moldings pre-construction, and they're having to put them on order. Instagram and Pinterest has been a challenge over the past couple of years, because there's this influx of people doing remodeling. And at first I thought because they're home all the time and their things are breaking down and they're just the last straw has hit. And now I'm thinking you know what, I'm going to blame it on Instagram, because people are seeing all these beautiful homes and it's that next step they want to take. And I just think there's this social media play that has been involved in the design industry, where it's oh my gosh, there's these beautiful homes that people are seeing, not just in magazines, but on their feed all day long. And I think that that's been it's just changed the business in a lot of ways. And, and it's also changed in really difficult ways, like where we've made concrete decisions and they're like, I saw this on Instagram, and you're like, stop looking on Instagram, stop going on Pinterest. People feel this new need to like have the best and look the best and all of that. And that plays into, which has been great for the industry, but also a challenge within a project. I struggled with eating disorders. I struggled with mental health and depression and all these things. And I wound up going into recovery and really taking charge of my life. And I'm just really proud to be a recovering person. I have a lot of dreams and a lot of vision for my company. And so if I could put it out there, I see myself more having like a line of wallpaper or rugs or textiles. I love to paint. I love to draw. I have this artistic background as well. And so I'd actually love to, I have done a couple commissioned art pieces for some projects for their like move in. And I would love to somehow do something with that in some way, but nothing in the books yet, but we'll see.